Hello students, we have started a new chapter number 3, Inheritance and Variation. In this chapter, in our previous session, we have learned the topics chromosomes and mechanism of inheritance, reasons for Mendel's success, and 7 pairs of contrasting characters selected by Mendel. In this session, we are going to study different terms, or they are also called as terminology used in the study of genetics. Now we will study the genetic terms, or these terms are also called as genetic terminology. The first genetic term is character. Character is defined as a specific feature of an organism. Specific feature means, for example, we have seen that Mendel selected 7 pairs of contrasting characters. These different characters are, for example, pea plant shows height having two different variants, tall and dwarf pea plant. So height is one of the character. Then the color of seed is also one of the character. Similarly, the shape of seed. Likewise, he studied 7 pairs of contrasting character. The second term is trait. Now trait is an inherited character and its detectable variant. Example, in the diagram we see two different traits, that is tall pea plant. Now tall pea plant is represented by capital T. So the tall pea plant has the factors or genes, that is capital T, while the second diagram shows presence of a dwarf pea plant, and dwarf pea plant is represented by small t. That means the genes or factors are represented by small t. So we see two different traits in pea plant in the diagram. One is tall pea plant and another one is dwarf pea plant. So height is a character and it shows two traits or two variants, that is tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. Now the third terminology or term is called as factor. Factor is one of the unit of heredity. You have studied heredity means some substance or a particle present in an organism responsible for inheritance and expression of a character is transferred from one generation to another generation, and due to this factor or particle, particular characters are developed in an organism. The term factor was first given by Mendel because he didn't know that what was responsible for development, as well as it was transferred from one generation to the another generation. So he called it as factor. According to Mendel, factor is passed from one generation to another generation through the gametes. These factors or Mendelian factors were later on called as genes. Now the fourth genetic term is gene. Gene is a particular segment of DNA responsible for the inheritance and expression of a particular character. In the diagram, we see a linear or straight DNA. Linear or straight DNA is present in eukaryotic organism, while circular DNA is present in prokaryotic organism. So this linear DNA on the upper side show presence of A gene, you all know that gene is a part of DNA, or it is also called as segment of DNA, and it is responsible for development of a particular character. Now we will see the term alleles, or it is also called as allelomorphs. The two or more alternative forms of genes are called as alleles of each other. These alleles are present on the same loci, or it is also called as place, on homologous chromosome. Here in the diagram we see homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosome means it consists of two parts having similar types of genes. Hence it is called as homologous chromosome, and these genes are present on a particular place. The place is called as loci. Now the next term is dominant. It is an allele that expresses its traits even in the presence of an alternative allele or gene, that is in heterozygous condition only. Now Mendel carried an experiment on pure tall pea plant and pure dwarf pea plant. When he crossed these two plants in the first generation is also called as F1 generation. Only tall trait appeared, while dwarf trait did not appear. Hence, tall trait is called as dominant and dwarf trait is called as recessive. In F1 generation, the plants show one gene for tallness and one gene for dwarfness. Hence, they were called as hybrid or heterozygous. So, alternatively, the allele or the gene that expresses in F1 generation is called as dominant gene or allele. In the diagram, we see all dominant traits from the 7 pairs of contrasting character selected by Mendel. The shape of seed, that is round, is one of the dominant trait. Then from the color of seed, yellow color is a dominant trait. Then inflated pod. Inflated means it is having plain surface, is one of the dominant trait. Then the green color of the pod is a dominant trait found in pea plant. Then the color of flower, that is purple color, is a dominant trait in pea plant. Then the flower location or flower position, that is axial flower, is one of the dominant trait found in pea plant. And the last one is plant height. The tall pea plant is a dominant trait found in pea plant. Now we will learn the term recessive. Recessive means the allele is not expressed in the presence of another identical allele. It expresses only in the presence of another identical allele. It is an allele that does not appear in F1 generation hybrid. So when there is a cross between tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, or pure tall plant and pure dwarf plant, in F1 generation only tall plants are produced, but they are hybrids. Hybrids mean they are having dissimilar gene. First gene is capital T, which represents the tall character, and the second gene is small t, which represents the dwarf character. But in F1 generation only we see tall plants, there is no development of any dwarf plant. So this dwarf character is suppressed or it does not appear in F1 generation. Hence, it is called as recessive trait. Here in the diagram we see all the recessive traits from the 7 pairs of contrasting characters selected by Mendel, in which, for example, wrinkle shape of the seed is a recessive character. Then green color of the seed is a recessive character. Then in shape of pod, the constricted shape is a recessive trait. Then pod color, the yellow color of the pod is one of the recessive trait. Then flower color. In pea plant, white color of the flower is a recessive trait. Then the flower location or flower position. The terminal flower is one of the recessive trait. And in the last, we see short or dwarf pea plant. So a short heighted or a dwarf pea plant is one of the recessive trait. So recessive means the trait or character which does not express itself in F1 generation or the character which is suppressed. It's called as a recessive trait. Now we will see the term phenotype. The external appearance of an individual for a trait is called as phenotype for that trait. It is observed and is determined by different combination of alleles. Alleles means genes. For example, in pea plant, for the height of stem, tall and dwarf are the two phenotypes. In the diagram, we see two different plants having different heights. The first one is tall pea plant, and tall pea plant denoted by capital T. Then second one is short or dwarf pea plant, and it is denoted by short. Hence, we see two different pea plants having different heights. One is tall and one is short. So this appearance of the plant is called as phenotype. Phenotype means the external appearance of an individual. So externally pea plant, one is tall and one is dwarf. The next term is genotype. The name itself indicates its meaning. It means the genetic constitution, or it is also called as genetic makeup of an organism with respect to a particular trait. It's called as genotype. Genotype is the representation of genetic constitution of an individual with respect to a single character or a set of characters. Example, pea plant or tall pea plant has genotypes. For example, here we see genotype. Genotype means the internal appearance, or it is called as genetic makeup of an individual is called as genotype. So for example, the first plant is tall. In this tall pea plant, genetic makeup or the genes may be homozygous. Homozygous means both the alleles or genes are identical. So this tall pea plant is called as pure tall plant as it shows two similar genes for tallness. So it is one of the dominant character in pea plant. Then second genotype found in tall pea plant is capital T, small t, and it is called as heterozygous. Now in heterozygous condition as tall character is dominant over dwarf or short. It appears in F1 generation. The plants which are produced in F1 generation are called as hybrid plant. In the second diagram, we see a short or dwarf pea plant. Now, dwarf pea plant or it is a pure dwarf pea plant having genotype consisting of small t or these are both recessive genes. Recessive means the genes or the alleles which are not expressed in F1 generation. So it is a homozygous pure dwarf plant. So it is one of the recessive character. So phenotype means the external appearance of an organism or an individual. While genotype is the genetic makeup or genetic constitution of an organism or a particular character. Now the next genetic term is homozygous. The homozygous term is also called as pure. Homozygous is defined as an individual possessing identical alleles for a particular trait is called homozygous or pure for that trait. Homozygous produces only one type of gametes. For example, here we see that tall pea plant produces gametes of only one type. Tall pea plant is represented by capital T and capital T. Then dwarf pea plant is represented by small t and small t. So homozygous means the organism or individual possessing identical genes or they are also called as alleles. So pure tall plant and pure dwarf plant are homozygous. The next term is called as heterozygous. Heterozygous means an individual possessing contrasting alleles for a particular trait is called heterozygous. Heterozygous does not breed true for that trait and produce two types of gametes. Example of heterozygous is F1 generation hybrids. Now, when a tall pea plant is crossed with a dwarf pea plant, both are pure varieties. When these two pure varieties are crossed, in the first generation, the plants produced are all tall, but they contain dissimilar gene, that is capital T and small t. As these two genes are dissimilar, it is also called as heterozygous and the plants are called hybrids. Then the next term is pure line. Pure line means an individual or group of individuals or group of organisms which is homozygous. Homozygous means we have already studied that homozygous individual means having same types or similar types of gene. For example, pure tall plant shows both similar genes represented by capital T and pure dwarf pea plant shows both small t. So these are called as homozygous or homozygous also means these are true breeding for one or more traits and constitutes pure line, that is plant which breeds true for a particular character. Pure line is a descendant of a single homozygous parent produced after self-fertilization. For example, in pea plant, cell pollination is found. So, when cell pollination occurs in plant, the newly produced varieties are pure line. That means they are similar to their parents. There is no genetic difference between them. Hence, they are called as pure line. So, pure line is similar to that of the term homozygous. Now we will see the term monohybrid. Monohybrid means when there is a cross between two pure parents differing in one pair of contrasting character. The progeny or offsprings produced after the crossing of these parent is called as monohybrid, and the generation in which they are produced is called as F1 generation. F1 generation is also called as first filial generation because it results from the cross between two pure parents. Hence it is called as F1 generation. And the progeny or the organisms of F1 generation are self or they undergo artificial cell pollination and produce new individuals in the next generation. The next generation is called as F2 generation, or it is also called as second filial generation. Now we will see an example of a cross between tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. Both these tall and dwarf pea plant are pure. Pure means they are having identical genes. In the chart we see at the top is phenotype. Phenotype means external appearance of the individual or parents. One is tall and one is dwarf. So tall and dwarf are the parents and having the genotype, you know that genotype is the genetic makeup of an individual. Pure tall plant shows both capital T while pure dwarf plant shows small t small t. Then they produce equal number of gametes, and tall pea plant is crossed or it is cross pollinated with dwarf pea plant. One of the parent is treated as female parent, and after their crossing they produce the individuals in the first generation. This first generation is called as F1 generation, or it is also called as first filial generation, and the individuals produced in this F1 generation are hybrid. Hybrid means having dissimilar allele or dissimilar gene. But in F1 hybrids, all the plants produced are tall. That is, only tall character appear in F1 generation and dwarf character does not appear. Hence tall character is called as dominant and dwarf character is called as recessive one. Then the F1 hybrids are allowed to self-pollinate, or it is also called as selfing. Their genotype is, because as they are hybrid, the genotype is capital T small t, and the second parent shows the genotype capital T small t. So these plants are selfed artificially, or cell pollination is carried out artificially, and they produce equal number of gametes. For example, first hybrid tall pea parent or pea plant produce capital T small t, and second produces capital T small t. So these plants undergo cell pollination and produce a next generation. It is called as F, F2 generation or second filial generation. In the diagram we see equal number of male gametes and female gametes are produced, and these male and female gamete unite with each other to produce different combination. The board which is used, or the chart or the square which is used to denote F2 generation is called as Punnett square. It is called as Punnett square because it was discovered by a scientist called as Punnett. Hence it is also called as Punnett square or checkerboard. So after the union of male gamete with female gamete, we see different combinations. When first male gamete, that is capital T, we see the individual having both the dominant genes, that is capital T means pure tall pea plant is produced. Then the second combination is that female gamete and male gamete unite and produce a hybrid individual or hybrid pea plant in which capital T is present and small t is present. As tall character is dominant, it is called as hybrid tall. Then another combination is produced which shows the genotype, that is capital T small t, and it is also a hybrid. And the last combination we see that is small t and small t, means a dwarf pea plant is produced. So in this F2 generation we see three different combinations. The first one is pure tall, having both the identical genes, that is capital T and capital T. Then second combination is hybrid tall plant, having capital T small t. And the third one is at the last we see it is a pure dwarf plant having small t. So from this we can find or observe the ratio. Now ratio is of two types. One is phenotypic ratio and one is genotypic ratio. Now depending upon the phenotype in the checkerboard, we see that totally three tall plants are produced and only one dwarf plant is produced. So phenotypic ratio will be 3 as to 1, while genotypic ratio will be different because a pure tall plant is only 1. Then hybrid tall plants are 2 and pure dwarf plant is 1. So the genotypic ratio will be 1 as to 2 as to 1. So in this way, Mendel carried an experiment on tall and dwarf pea plant. Now we will see the term Punnett square, or it is also called as checkerboard. It was first discovered by a scientist called as Punnett to denote the possible combinations produced in F2 generation. Hence it is called as Punnett square. It is a probability table representing different pre-mutation and combination of fertilization between gametes of the opposite mating types. In short, it is a diagrammatic representation of a particular cross to predict the progeny of a cross. So we have seen in the previous example, that is a cross between tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. In F2 generation, different combinations are produced after the selfing of F1 hybrids. Equal in F2 generation we see, or in the table we see, equal number of male gametes and equal number of female gametes are produced, and these gametes unite with each other to produce new combination. We have also seen the phenotypic as well as genotypic ratio in F2 generation. So Punnett square or checkerboard is one of the method used to detect the number of progeny produced in the second filial or F2 generation. Now we will learn the term phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means the ratio obtained or the ratio of the offsprings produced in F2 generation and subsequent generation with respect to their physical appearance. It means the ratio which is obtained in F2 generation is called as phenotypic ratio. It is determined on the external appearance of the organism produced in F2 generation. In the previous example, I have already explained you phenotypic ratio in a cross between tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant. In the cross between tall and dwarf pea plant, we see the ratio, that is phenotypic ratio, 3 as to 1 in F1 generation. That means there are 3 phenotypically tall plants, and in the ratio 1 dwarf phenotypically plants are produced in a monohybrid cross. Then the next is genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio means the ratio which is determined depending upon the genotypes produced in F2 generation. So it is the ratio of the offsprings produced in F2 generation with respect to their genetic makeup. So in the example of the crossing of tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, we have seen in F2 generation that the plants are produced in the ratio, that is pure tall pea plants are 1, then hybrid tall pea plants are in the ratio of 2, and pure dwarf pea plant are in the ratio of 1. So the genotypic ratio obtained in F2 generation after crossing tall pea plant and dwarf pea plant, or it is also called as monohybrid cross, the ratio obtained is 1 as to 2 as to 1. So it is the F2 genotypic ratio in monohybrid cross. So in this session we have learned regarding the different terms or terminology used in genetics. The remaining terms and the remaining topics we will see in our next session.